Chief of Police believes he needs more officers for the evening shift. Currently, the staffing level is based on the belief that 68% of the crimes occur after dark. The chief feels that this is an underestimation of the proportion of crimes that occur after dark. Looking at the past data, 1,430 out of 2,000 crimes had occurred after dark. We want to test this at 5% level of significance. So again, this is a test about proportion. And first thing we need to do is write out our hypotheses. So to write our null hypothesis and the alternate hypothesis, we're going to look at the statements that are being made. First of all, we think that there's a 68% crime occurs after dark, but the chief thinks that this is an underestimation. So chief believes that this is a larger than 68%. Therefore, our null is P is less than or equal to the 68%. And we're going to test this at 5% level of significance. So once again, we have a one-tail test, and this time our rejection region is on the right side. So therefore, it's a right tail test. If we have a sample that falls into this tail, if the probability of finding a sample like ours is smaller than 0.05, which is in the tail, then we will end up rejecting the null hypothesis. Otherwise, we will retain the null hypothesis. So now let's see how this will work out. So what was our sample proportion? Our sample proportion was that 1,430 out of the last 2,000 have occurred after dark. So that's about 71.5%. And again, we see that that is larger than 68%, but we have to make sure that this is a statistically significant difference. So our hypothesis is that it is 68%, unless we are shown otherwise. We looked at 2,000 different crimes, and the level of significance that we are looking at is 0.05. So once again, we're going to calculate our z value, and z once again is p hat minus p0 divided by p0 times 1 minus p0 divided by the sample size. Following that, we will say it's equal to, this is p hat, sample proportion, minus hypothesized p0, that's the numerator, divided by square root of p0 times 1 minus p0 divided by n. And we close the parentheses, and we get the value that is 3.335, again way into the tail. So the p-value is therefore 1 minus norm dot s dot dist, because again I'm looking for the value to the right of the tail. So if I don't put 1 minus, value to the left will be given. So the z that I'm looking for is this, and 1, and the answer is 0.004. This is less than the 0.05, and therefore we will reject the null hypothesis, which means the chief is actually correct that there is more crime than believed happening after dark. So if he needs more staffing to curb the crime, then he should be given the extra staffing.